I should have married Bryan, she screamed, her voice cracking through the kitchen like glass shattering on tile. For a moment I couldn't move. The words hung in the air, thick and heavy. The kind that don't fade when silence falls, they echo. I stared at her across the table, her chest heaving, hands clenched around the edge of the counter like she was holding herself up. Say that again, I whispered, my voice shaking more than I wanted it to. Her eyes flicked up to mine, red and wet. Maybe I should have, she said, quieter this time, like she'd already realized she'd gone too far. I laughed, one of those broken, bitter sounds that comes out when your heart's too full of disbelief. Bryan, I repeated. Your ex? The guy who cheated on you in college? She didn't answer, just stared down at the floor. That silence said more than any confession could have. It started 2 months ago. Subtle things. Late texts she brushed off as work stuff. Sudden guilt when I asked who she was meeting for lunch. Lately, her smile didn't reach her eyes anymore when I walked into a room. I told myself it was just stress, that every marriage goes through rough patches. But deep down I knew something was breaking. Still, hearing his name tore through me. Bryan, the man she once called a mistake, the one she'd said made her realize what real love was when she met me. I clenched my fists. You've been talking to him, haven't you? She didn't answer right away, just closed her eyes like she wished she could rewind time. It wasn't, she began, voice trembling. He messaged me on Facebook. Started us catching up. Then what? I snapped. Then I didn't stop it, she whispered. The room spun. My chest felt hollow. I wanted to shout, to break something, to make her feel what I was feeling. But instead, I just stood there, numb. At that moment the doorbell rang. We both froze. She wiped her face quickly, but I didn't move. Are you expecting someone? I asked. She shook her head too fast. I opened the door. Bryan stood there. He looked older, sharper, like life had finally done to him what he once did to her. When his eyes met mine, guilt flickered across his face, but then he smirked slightly, like he already knew what had happened. I didn't mean to cause trouble, he said evenly, glancing past me toward her. She stepped forward, trembling. Bryan, please. But before she could finish, he cut her off. You think I'd actually want you back? His voice was cold, steady. You left me for him, remember? I just wanted to see how far you'd fall this time. Her face went pale. She covered her mouth, a strangled sound escaping her throat, and ran to the bathroom. The door slammed. Bryan looked at me, shrugged. Guess some people never change. Then he walked away. I stood in the doorway, listening to her sobs echo through the hallway. Part of me wanted to comfort her. The husband in me still loved her. But the rest of me knew this was the end. Because once you've heard the person you love scream they should have married someone else, you can't unhear it.